Hi, my name is Kate McMahon, and thank you for joining us today for Profile. Today we have two guests from Latham Centers. Welcome, glad to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
First, we have Patrice Carroll, and Patrice is the Director of Prader-Willi Syndrome Services. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And Brittany Clement, Director of Programs, Marketing, and Admissions. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So can you tell me a little bit about your professional experience at Latham?
Sure. I've been at Latham Centers for approximately 12 years. I've been working with people with Prader-Willi syndrome for about 22 years. I also previously have sat on the Providers Board for the National PWS Association and currently sit on the Caregivers Board for the International PWS Organization, as well as a newly established Global Research Committee.
Oh man, so you know exactly what's going on, right? Best practices.
That's right.
Newest research.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
It's a great resource then, locally.
Yes.
And Brittany, can you tell us what your role is?
Sure. I started at Latham Centers about a little over 10 years ago. I started as a special education teacher. I then was the assistant principal, the director of education for about 5 years, and then am now in this role as admissions and marketing.
It's great to hear that there's longevity.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was wonderful. That must say, or it does say a lot for Latham Centers.
It's a wonderful place to work.
Wonderful place to grow.
Yeah.
That's great. So would one of you like to share with us a little bit about the history of Latham Centers?
Sure. So Latham Centers was established in 1970. Really, over the past 50 years, has grown into an extremely unique program that specializes in the care of people with Prader-Willi syndrome. And Prader-Willi syndrome is a rare genetic disorder that I've worked with a number of different disabilities and syndromes, and I've never worked with anyone who is as amazing as this population. So Prader-Willi syndrome is a rare genetic disorder that affects the 15th chromosome, though in turn the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland are the parts of the brain that are dysfunctional in the person with PWS. The pituitary gland and the hypothalamus are what are responsible for a number of things that happen in your body, but most notably in PWS is a feeling of hunger all the time, regardless of how much you eat or how often you eat. So there are some other things that affect the person with PWS, poor impulse control, so there's usually some behavioral issues involved. But the food security is essential to make sure that the person stays safe. Because they don't feel full, and because a number of them always feel hungry, it's essential for the person to have locked food. The food that they have is given to them by a staff member. They don't have access to open cabinets, open kitchens, typically don't go to the grocery store. So the quality of life for the person with PWS, having food security is essential for them to be able to grow and live a healthy life. We are the only program in the country that has a specialized school for people for children with PWS, and we're the largest provider of adults residentially for people with PWS.
Right here on Cape Cod.
Yeah, it's incredible.
That's amazing. In 1970.
Yes, yeah.
And I'm assuming that you've all grown since 1970 to include new services or size of the organization?
Absolutely. We actually started as an all-girls residential school and have evolved over time into what we are today. Our campus has boys, girls, ranging from ages 8 to 22, and our adult population from 22 and above.
So school for the 18 to 22-year-olds.
8 to 22, yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
And then the adults, are they in residence as well?
Yes. So we have, I believe, 12 group residences from Plymouth, Wareham, all the way up to Brewster.
Great. And I understand, too, that there's some workforce training for the adult population?
Yes. So for the, just to clarify, for the individuals living in the group home or the staff?
Individuals living in the home.
Yeah, so that is true also for the campus, for the children's program. We have vocational training both in the children's program and the adult program. And we have individuals working all over Cape and Plymouth and Wareham in nursing homes at the MSPCA, the Chamber of Commerce.
Libraries.
Yep.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
insurance agencies.
Yeah.
I think that's the one unique thing about being here on Cape Cod is we really have an amazing community that just embraces and wants to learn and wants to know more, and allows us to come into their, work with our students and adults.
Yeah, they have very unique needs. So in order to be an employer, you have to make sure that you have their safety in mind. And we have been so fortunate to have a very PWS-aware community that's willing and really opens their arms to us coming in and making the accommodations that need to be made to keep them safe.
Right. It's one of the things that I think is great about living on Cape Cod. Like you said, the community just embraces every kind of individual and any needs that they may have.
Yeah.
Can you share with our viewers anything that they can do to help Latham Centers continue to be successful?
Absolutely. I think visiting our website, www.lathamcenters.org, is definitely the first step. There's ways to help on there. We have an annual charity golf tournament that happens at Ocean Edge. We also are partners in running the Falmouth Road Race. Yeah. We're also at a lot of the local arts festivals. We were just recently at the Seaside Festival, so you can see our tents there. Just popping by and having a conversation with the staff that are there, the individuals that are there. Our individuals make soaps, they make crafts, they sell them at those arts festivals, and it's really wonderful.
Yeah, it's great. Also that level of outreach, too, that you are able to see different members in the community, not necessarily the business community.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sounds like a true gem.
We think so.
Yes.
Yeah. If you are interested in career opportunities or internships, definitely visit that website and all the information will be on there.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Really appreciate it. Thanks for joining us today for Profile. Until next time, I'm Kate McMahon.